everyone, welcome. Good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now with me, Sneha, and with me, as always, is Ankita Saxena. This is a show where we'll be taking you through all the big buzzers in today's trade, either on the back of fundamentals or technicals, tell you why these stocks are abuzz in under a minute. We'll also be bringing on technical experts on the show to help you understand the charts of certain stocks. Before we do that, let's take a quick look at what the markets are doing, Ankita, and Nifty even struggling to hold on to those 24,200 levels right now.
Absolutely, Sneha. Another somber day coming in. In fact, the fourth consecutive day of declines coming in the market. Nifty is managing, it is now below 24,200 levels, trading with cuts of 0.5%. In fact, Nifty Bank is seeing sharper cuts coming in there. It's trading with cuts of more than 1%. Ditto for Sensex also, that's down 466 points as of now. I mean, weak global cues and the FII selling has really spooked the markets, and of course we've been seeing decline in the markets. Of course, Nifty not even managing to hold on to those 24,200 levels. The broader markets that have thus far, been holding the fort and been outperforming the benchmark indices have also cracked under selling pressure today. Small caps trading with cuts of 0.7%. Mid caps trading with cuts of 0.6%. In fact, small caps are now down almost 1% in trade now. So they are underperforming the benchmark indices, broader markets. Well, the only saving grace in the market today is the pharma pack that's really holding on to the shade of green with gains of 1.2%. Mankind Pharma is up in a way 4%, of course, on the back of that QIP raising 3,000 crores. Aurobindo Pharma is up 3.2%. We also have other pharma names like Lupin, Dr. Reddy's, Alkem, Cipla, all of them trading with gains of over 2%. So really, the Nifty Pharma is the bright spot in the market today. Nifty IT has also managed to slip into the green, is flip-flopping between red and green, albeit very, very marginally. Nifty IT is trading with a bit of a green there. Nifty FMCG also now has tipped towards the green, very, very marginally. So that's how largely the market is panning out, really. For more stocks that are in focus today, let's get started with Market Fatafat, Sneha, and bring on board our guests for today.
Absolutely, and on that note, let's bring on board Sneha Seth, the Senior Analyst of Technical and Derivatives at Angel One. Sneha, thanks so much for joining us. And of course, from our in-house research team, we have Jinay joining us. Good afternoon to both of you. Before I come to you guys, let me start the show and talk about a very big loser in today's trade, and that's Viatech Wabag. Now, this is on the back of some detrimental news flow coming in for the company. The water treatment firm has seen its shares tank over 16%, but seems to have recovered slightly from that lowest point right now, because it's at 12.5% cut right now. So very mild recovery coming in, but nonetheless deeply under pressure as where Viatech Wabag is today. This is after the company announced that the tender for Saudi Arabia's 300 MLD mega seawater desalinization plant, remember that was won by the company earlier, has been cancelled due to internal administrative procedures. The company had received an order worth $317 million, which roughly translates to 2,700 crore rupees from the Saudi Water Authority on the 6th of September of this year. So it's a big order win that the company had bagged, but this now stands cancelled. The firm said it is currently in touch with the Saudi Water Authority to understand and comprehend the reasons in detail. On the back of this cancellation of such a big order win, the stock is deeply under pressure, almost 12.5% lower.
All right, moving on there from Viatech Wabag, perhaps one of the biggest losers in trade today. Coming to you, Sneha, with Trend. Now, this counter sees no stopping. It has moved up so much in the last 1 year. It has more than doubled the gains. Last 1 month also, it's up 13%. So from here on, what's the upside left for this stock?
If you look at the chart structure for this counter, we have seen some profit taking in the month of October, and in fact the first half of November. After that, this counter has been consolidating when it has been taking support near the 89 EMA. Today it is up by 2%, and the recent, if we read the chart structure, it was consolidating and 7,140 was acting as a hurdle, which it has been, it has managed to surpass. And I think looking at the overall development in today's session, looking at the volumes, I believe we may see extension of this move at least towards 7,400, 450 zone. So if someone wants to go ahead and long this counter, then go ahead with a strict stop loss of around 7,090.
Right, moving on to Exide Industries. Now, this counter was up 1%. In fact, in morning trade has given up all those gains, early morning gains. It is on the back of the fact that the company shares jumped because the company has invested rupees crores in its wholly owned subsidiary, Exide Energy Solutions, through a rights issue of 2.77 crore equity shares. Also on the back of the fact that, they're saying that the total investment made by the company in EESL now stands at 3,152 crore rupees, and it's a subsidiary of Exide, Energy Solutions for Exide Industries. And on the back of this, shares were soaring in the morning trade, have cooled off, as you can see, have managed to recover from the day's lowest point, but nonetheless trading with cuts of a percent.
Okay, so Exide also under pressure right now, just like the rest of the market. But let's move on. And Sneha, you've picked out Granules India for us on the charts. Last 6 months, it's a healthy 25% return coming in. Last 1 year also, this stock is anywhere between 45 and 50% higher. Tell us what's the outlook going ahead on the charts, because this stock has been moving quite steadily. So no complaints on that front. But going ahead, what's the view and what are the levels that you're spotting?
If we look at the chart structure over here, Granules has been stuck in a broad range. On the higher side, I believe 600, 620 is the resistance zone. On the lower side, there is a support placed around 520, 530 or zone. So this is the 100, 120 points range for this counter. Looking at the correction, what we have seen in September month, in the mid of September, I believe it is very important for this counter to head at least beyond 615, 620 zone. Then only we may see some buying interest coming in. As far as looking at the overall chart structure, I believe we may see an up move at least towards 620 from here on. But anyone who's holding for a long-term perspective should be revisiting the counter around 620, 615 zone. And then if we see an up move beyond this, that would be very interesting for this counter and could be hold. Otherwise, that's the zone one should be looking for booking their profits.
All right, that's Granules on the charts. But coming to you, Janaya, on Cipla, this one is, of course, one of the pharma counters that's doing pretty well for itself. There is a brokerage note that's come out by Citi. Tell us, what does it note say?
Well, definitely, Cipla will be in focus. We have a note by Citi who are maintaining the buy rating with the target price of 1800. What they say, the company has filed an ANDA for two Gatex products in December 23. Now, as partners, now they are expecting a tentative approval soon, and they are trying to clear the patent-related hurdles ahead of the final approval and the final launch. Now, if we talk about the product, Gatex is about $700 million product in the US, and if this generic approval comes through, it could add about 80 to 140 million annual revenue product for Cipla. So definitely a positive note and a positive news flow for Cipla. If you look at the stock price, currently it's trading about 1.9%.
Okay, so that's the brokerage note on Cipla, and keeping the stock afloat quite smartly amid a beaten down market. But Sneha, you've picked out Dr. Reddy's Labs. It's the top nifty gainer today, even when the market is sliding. Tell us what's the levels that you're spotting, because if you pull up any chart last 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, it's in fact given low single digit or slightly negative return. So tell us what's the outlook going ahead.
If you look at the chart structure, this counter has corrected from 1400 odd zone, and precisely if you see at the daily chart, there was a rising trendline support from there itself. This counter has shown some buying interest, that is around 1180 to 1200, that zone. Looking at the overall chart structure now, we have seen some buying interest from that zone, and now the counter has approached near the 89 EMA on the daily chart. And I believe any move beyond this would be very interesting for this counter. So if someone wants to go ahead and long this counter, or anyone is holding up long positions, I believe they can wait for the target for 1300, 1310 is the target what I'm looking for. In case of any move beyond this, I believe the next potential target will be around 1350, 1360. So I believe someone wants to go ahead and long and take a safe bet at this kind of a market, Dr. Reddy is the counter you can watch for.
Already, right, a safe bet in this market, Dr. Reddy's. But moving on to another counter that is on fire, and that's Supreme Industries. Just today, in fact, it's trading with gains of 3%. It is after the key raw material prices cool off. Jefferies see positive impact on the company from the weakening copper prices. Chakri Lokpriya believes it is a well-diversified player with a strong market share. Let's go across and listen into the view.
The company is actually very well diversified across the various PVC, polyurethane, all those kinds of markets, and it has a fairly strong what you call market share across various segments. One of the company's strengths is, is able to manage its inventory quite well because of the PVC and the various fluctuation in the raw prices, which are all oil linked. And the last 1 year has been very, very volatile, as we know, for the oil industry and its derivative products. And therefore, all these companies have suffered huge amounts of inventory hits and margin hits as a result, because they're unable to price their product well. So as this whole world of oil stabilizes and the downstream kind of stabilizes, I think Supreme Industry is a market leader, very well placed to do well.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.